Seems okay now. Not sure what that was, but anyway. Oh. Oh, we're live already? Okay. Hey guys. Yeah, sorry, little internet hiccup. I don't know what's not sure what was going on. Anyway, I had to reset my router and now it seems to work. Magic. So yeah, it's always the first point of support, right? Turn it off and turn it on. Usually work. Oh, no, sorry, it's a bit chaos today. My monitor drops. All right, let's see. 1 second. Freaky Friday. Not trading wise, but now everything else goes wrong, right? So how's it going, guys? How are you guys doing? Can you hear me? Would be a good check, I guess, to at this point. Am I even here? Let's see. Sorry, guys, a lot of things going on. Cool. All right, let's get this going, right? Okay. Yeah, so how are you guys doing? How was the week? You know, it's Friday now. Did you guys end up or down or break even? For me, it was an interesting week. I had too much other things going on, but no. The best order flow trader you've seen. That's me, of course. You know, come on. Hey, come on. The best order flow trader. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really follow many people, to be honest. And maybe it shouldn't matter. Like you have your own journey, you know. Yeah. If your own journey, but if you in sense of like what's possible, you mean, or like why are you interested in that? Like what does it matter? My stats, it depends on the week. On average, it's like 65-70% win rate. What was it, like 1.5 risk reward, something like that? I don't know. So, yeah, what's possible? I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot is possible. Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, you know, it's limitless. But I'd say if you have a win rate of like 65% or 70%, I think that's pretty good. And then it's just making sure that your risk reward is on point, right? So you can even, well, you don't even, yeah, you can already make money with one-on-one, right? With 70%. Yes, it's just a matter of scaling the right way. Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't focus so much about what's possible. I would focus on your own process and then just try to get better. Maybe you were the one that it's gonna do 90%, you know. So and then you might stop at 70%. Like, oh, that's good, but maybe you can do 90. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, I think with trading, everyone has their own journey, and yeah, so it's hard, I think, to compare stats. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I hope that answers your question. I don't think so, but I think you can do with that. Let me see, guys. I'm a little bit chaotic today, but what is this? A giveaway today? I'm not sure. I didn't trade much this week, but what do I remember? Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about like what are my, you know, my what's my go-to trade, right? What's like the most solid for me. For me, doesn't mean it will be for you, even if you copy me or try to do that, anything like that. It's also not advice, but for me, it's what usually works the best. And it's even on the longer time frame, term time frame. It's not even on the footprint chart. I mean, I zoom in on that, and I've went through that many times. That, you know, I use the volume profile for the long term levels, then I zoom in with the footprint, and then in the end I execute on the dome as a final trigger. Yeah, that's my process. But so for example, today's low, and the reason I have developing VPOCs on it, because I also want to know where previous VPOCs are. And in this case, it was pretty interesting. Because here you had a previous VPOC, and here from the overnight from 2 days ago, I think. Wait, 1 day ago, and that's exactly where the low is from today. Is that a coincidence? Well, I don't think so. So yeah, but you could make it a big level if you want to, you know, drag it into the VPOC from the day before that. If you want to have a bigger level, you know, so those two together give you some, you know, idea of where they might want to buy it back or stop selling. And today that played out perfectly, right? So those are levels that I look at. Same as the high from today was the developing VPOC of the overnight, right? So let me see if I can make it bigger. Usually I do that wrong. Let's see. I think that works. So, and then I need to move it around. Not sure if I should try that today with everything going wrong, but let's see how this goes. Yeah. Right here, right? You see that? Can you guys see that? That's very small, I think, but this is the biggest I can do. So I'm always looking at previous levels that, you know, have a lot of volume build up that might get a rejection, or at least a temporary rejection, right? Of like too many people wanting to get out, or wanting to get in, right? Heat map, no. Can you add a favorite for the? Wait. Okay. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. We'll add that. Yeah, it's a good suggestion. Yep. Today, can I use order flow with opening range ORB? What is that again? Opening range breakout or something? No. My week. I didn't trade that much, guys. What did I do? I didn't do that good. What did I do? I had too many other things going on, so I should have said on my checklist, are you you know, emotionally neutral, and I wasn't. So I did trade, and I messed it up, and then made it back. Well, I actually made a profit, but not in the right way. So I did ended up green, but not with the right process. So I'm not super happy with how my week went. Yeah, it's a good lesson, you know, to stay critical and towards yourself and honest. And that's not always easy, guys. It's yeah, it's pretty interesting process still, but yeah, but I got away with it, and that's maybe even worse, right? Like do stupid things and still get away with it, you know, because it doesn't make you unlearn stupid things. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea actually how much I made. Um, to be honest, I don't really care. Yeah. But yeah, that was my week. I don't know how much. I don't know. Well, they're funded accounts, right? So it's not real money anyway. But I don't know. I think I did. I do. I don't even remember. I think I traded Tuesday. Made like I don't know. Doesn't matter. Couple K. The dome look, yeah, the dome was a big focus on our platform in the beginning. We're gonna focus a little bit more, I think, on chart trading because yeah, you know, we learned over the years that more people are chart trading now. So yeah, that was not the focus in the beginning of developing the platform, which is already 6 years ago. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so the dome is super optimized, things like that. Chart trading can be improved, and we will do that. But you can, yeah, it works. It works. I mean, yeah. And this isn't inside the TFD dashboard, right? So this is inside the dashboard. So you know you can open the platform inside the TFD dashboard, so you can see your stats while you're trading. And let's do a trade. I'm not practice account anyway, so. So let's wait, what am I on? I don't know. Let's do this one. I think that works. Yep. And then yeah, and if you're on the same account, you can also turn on trading here, and then if you're on the same account, you can see it also on the chart. So you can use both. I made a tick profit, guys. Made a tick. Live on YouTube, guys. Made a tick. Watch that. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that you can use it straight in the dashboard. I think, at least. Yeah, it's included with the TFD Rhythmic account. So don't forget Rhythmic. So yeah, with the Rhythmic account, it's included. Yes. Yep. Yeah, bananas, exactly. Yeah. So don't forget those bananas, guys, and avocados and water. Drink enough water, very important. No. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you from Brazil. Yeah. We did? Oh, that's very good. We need more, though, right? We need more. Anyway, I don't understand this chart. You mean the footprint chart? Yeah, so in short, this chart shows the bid volume times the ask volume, and the profile is the total volume. So that's what it's saying in short. And time frame is reversal chart, so it's not time based, but it's based on reversals. So let's say in this case 16 ticks, so it's 4 points on the ES. So if you go here from the low of the bar, you go up four points, 16 ticks, and then it creates a new bar. So if it doesn't uptick 16 points from the low of the bar, it doesn't create a new bar. It keeps building the same bar. Like you see here, this is a very big bar because it didn't pull back 4 points or more. That's the chart in short. Yeah. You're so new. Oh, that's totally fine. I'm just in May, guys. May this year. It's 17 years for me trading. I can't. I feel old now. It was also just my birthday, so yeah. Time flies, guys. Time flies. 17 years. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. And always happy to help for sure. Yeah. No. Of course. Yeah. It's just nice to do. Nice to be able to help. Yeah, you can scroll back, scroll back on the video. Oh. Yeah. People dropping in. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, it was the 1st of January, right? So it's a weird day, but yeah, 1st of January, turned 43. I mean, yeah, it's a new 30, right? Something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Get complicated. It's not complicated if you know. You mean the chart? It's not. It's not when you know what it means. Then it's everything is complicated in the beginning. Even driving a car, right? If you didn't have lessons, so I'd say it's solvable. There you go. Giveaway, guys. Let's go. Yeah. Yes. Hey, how's it going? It does. Yeah. I have to turn those off though. I wanted to have less things distracting me. But yeah, but you can add it. Like you can add a lot of things. Let me show you. I'll just make it like bigger, and then you can add like a lot of things or remove a lot of things. You can do whatever you want. Pulling, stacking. What else you want? You also have a merge pulling stacking. So if you want to save room and have that only on one column, save some screen space. What I normally very much like, because I don't, I like to put a lot of things on my screen and ideally not use another monitor. So yeah, so you have a lot of things you can do. You can total bit as there's a lot of things that you can do, and then you can just drag them to whatever you want it, or drag them back and things like that. And yeah, do the orders. You can show the orders on well, this is obviously sell orders. That column, it makes sense, but you can, for example, if you want to save more space, you can go to overlay orders on the pulling and stacking. So if you want to have the pulling and stacking on, and you want to have the buy orders and sell orders off, you're saving space, but you can still drag your orders. That's kind of the reason why that was done. Yeah. So for example, you can leave it like this, so you save the space of adding another column. And that's what I like, saving space. Yes. In my experience, well, in my 17 years, almost 17 years doing this, I don't use either. So I don't use a tick chart or a range chart. I just use reversals. And I'd say it's personal preference. I don't think it's per se worse or better. But for me, yeah, for me personally, I just like reversal bars a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, I got carried away, but I was talking about the previous VPOCs and developing VPOCs. Sometimes they move, right, and then the previous one might just be as important, or important enough to note. Like for example, the one that I showed you, I don't know, when I started the developing VPOC from the overnight, and that's exactly where we made the high of the day, and it was pretty interesting to me to see. So I like to look at the developing VPOC as well, instead of just having one VPOC, because for example, if you wouldn't have the developing VPOC on the overnight here, it would just only show this one where it ended, and with extensions of ranges and things like that. Yeah, it can also be very helpful to have a little bit of a more detailed view of where they were before. And that's what I like to use a lot as well. Of course, the closing VPOC will still be more important, but like today, when they just render range, yeah, you wanna take a look at that and then see how they react on that level, for sure. So that's was an interesting low for me today. And that's it, guys. That's the whole thing. That's where I look at, and I can find more examples, and we're gonna do that. But that's the main thing. Yeah. What's it? I don't think you gotta pay to enter the giveaway. Pay 19. What? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. No, it's completely free, guys. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a giveaway, right? It would be a lottery, I guess. Yeah, so that's my main thing on the higher time frame, looking at where VPOCs and developing VPOCs were, and then look for a retest into the level for a well. Today it worked a little bit too well, right? that's lucky, and I would never hold that long anyway. But yeah, it was perfect. Perfect test, almost to the tick. So that was nice. The overnight was nice, and then let's say we didn't see that, and we go to like yesterday or something. From yesterday, we have, what reference do we have? Let's see. We're gonna do this just together, right? So we have the VPOC from the overnight here as well, and as you can see, it bounced from here too. So well, you might not be able to see that well, but look, I'll try to zoom in again. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Zooming is really annoying. Let's see. But you can see it went up all the way back, right? So from here, it did go from 90s to like 97, 98, 98. So, it was a big enough bounce to have a good trade, because my trades usually are like 5 points, like 4 points, 4 points, 5 points, whatever. Depends on volatility a little bit, but yeah, this would, for me, would be a very good trade, right? I might even, no, I didn't take that one. No, I didn't take that one. I did have a level marked out at the 15s before the open. Let's see where they came from. That came from, here, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So this is the clear LVN, right? It's a super clear LVN. Let's see. Let's draw that too then. That's another thing. So it's HVNs, but it's also LVNs a little bit, you know. So it's clear, very, very clear rejection. Which no, I don't think I traded that. Did I? No, I think I was done already before. Yeah, I was done before because this is too late for me. I normally trade only the first hour, guys. So I trade the open till like an hour in. So until IB is formed, then I'm usually done. Yeah, that's it. Then it's very intense, right? So for me, an hour, it's enough, and I have plenty of time to screw it up or to make a profit, you know. So I don't need more time to make it worse or make it better. Yeah. But yeah, this one was pretty clear to me at least. But it was outside of my time frame that I'm allowing myself to trade, so I didn't take it. This was, when was it? Yeah, it was it's out of sight of it. 16:30. Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, but it was a very nice one. And then here, yeah, this doesn't count that much because it doesn't count. It's like after the close, right? And we're not gonna trade after the close. So here, here it's also interesting because here they pushed up higher. So it's a really interesting week. Now I look at it. So they pushed up higher into the well, it was the closing VPOC. It was the no, not VPOC, VWAP from the overnight. You know, tag the VWAP from the overnight. Went back under the straight back under the VPOC from the overnight, and then they never never recovered that until late in the day, until here they formed a really big lower, which probably will get tested. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's no excess there. You see some wicks here, but like this volume here, I don't know. It looks too controlled, I guess. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Who knows, right? But I think we're gonna revisit it at some point. But anyway. Oh yeah. He's asking, have you ever been stuck in the learning cycle phase? Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still learning, right? You learn every day still. Like even after 16, 17 years, there's still so much to learn. If it's not about yourself, it's about changing markets or things like that. So there will never be a time that you're not learning with this. And I think it's with most things in life. But yeah, so I wouldn't say stuck, but I would more say like in a learning phase or open to new information, right? So, and I don't think that's a bad thing per se, but it depends how you deal with it, right? So I do remember in the beginning, and I still remember that even though it's very long ago, but of switching to everything, right? Learning, wanting to learn everything, and that in that sense, that's not super helpful until you find your go-to thing, or you go to strategy, or you go to whatever you want to call it. For me, that was order flow, and that also took a couple of years. So yeah, and that's okay. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's per se bad being like stuck in a learning phase, and I think yeah, it's only good also if you want to learn things, right? So yeah, and you only get better by learning things, or by making mistakes and learning from it. So that you learn faster actually that way. But yeah, so I'm not sure if you meant it in a positive or negative way, but yeah, I would say it's more positive than negative. Yeah. Yeah. So this is also context that I look at a lot. Outside of the footprint chart, that is my main chart. So where is the volume being created in the overnight? Because the overnight is many more hours than the cash market. So it will tell you a story of, you know, where Asia traded, where they were busy in Europe, things like that. So, you know, it does give you some information, even though the volume is much lower. But in this case, it was pretty clear that once it went below it, you know, like went to here, and then it tested pretty much, almost tested the VPSC from the overnight here, right? It's like maybe 1 point shy of it or something. And then it continued its way down again, you know. So that's a very clear, like, you know, context-driven trade. And I have to check. I don't know if I took it or not, but yeah, I could have taken that one. Yeah, the one I would have taken on the risk to try. Yeah, and then again, you know, like looking at the developing VPSCs, I think it can be very helpful to know, you know, how we changed the VPSC over time, you know, where we went from acceptance to a new acceptance level, because that's basically what it is, right? Where the most volume is traded is in that time the most acceptance, I think, at least. So that's a very interesting thing to see. Let's go back a little bit more. Yeah, let's see here. So this was on the news. Spike on the news. I think that was CPI. Pretty sure that was CPI. I think, yeah, I think so. Was it? I don't know. 13. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, what can I say about that? Not too much. I did short that though. I think I was, yeah, a pretty good short, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah. But yeah, then again, you had the VPSC from the day before, right? So this was still an interesting level. It was already the 15th level that was interesting, and it kept being interesting after. Especially when on the open, we, you know, they never revisit the high from the CPI. Yeah. And as soon as it went below it, the retest here was also a good one, right? So, you know, the retest from the, let me try to zoom in again to, I don't know, I think it's very small. I don't know. Let me know if not. So you're right. So the VPSC from the day before that, you know, that's where they stalled here and they failed. And yeah, so I look at a lot of those points as well. Yeah, those points are very important for me. Plus the fact it was also context based for me, because, you know, when they push it up that much on CPI and then after reject, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, so you kind of just, you know, screwed everyone, stopped everyone out, and then, you know, turn around. This was never intended to be really go higher, in my opinion, at least. You know, just stop people out. And they can do that very easily because, you know, the books are empty when there's news, and it's overnight and it's news, so it was very easy to move. Yeah, so that's very much context based as well, with the, and after, you know, holding below the volume from here the day before. Let's see. And in this sense, like, because you also have a VPSC from the overnight, in this sense, the VPSC from the day before, it's much more important, right? So because in the overnight you trade like 170K, 187K, but the day session was like, you know, 770. It's like significantly higher. So in that sense, you should pay more attention to the VPSC from the day session over the overnight session. Let's see. I'm not sure. I have been in the same P&L for a month. I'm up and then I go to the same P&L. What should I do? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean, but like, there's a lot of things that you can do, I guess. I mean, if you're making the same mistakes, then you should take a look at what you're doing and try to not do that. Right? Or maybe, like I do, avoid some days to trade. Like Fridays, I don't like Fridays, so I either trade, you know, only one account, or, you know, I'm not gonna, or well, depends. Like maybe 1, 2, or 3, but not everything. So, you know, I limit my exposure a lot on Fridays, and yeah, that's been working for me the best. But you should take a look at what causes those things that keep you stuck in the same P&L. That's what I think you're saying. I think you're saying like you're still at break even or at the same level from that point. Yeah, analyze. Your journal. Like TFD can help you with that. Very, very good. They have an amazing journaling included. Like for example, that you can see. Like if you open up the here, this is a one tick that I made. And you can tag it. You can. Well, I have too many setups here, but let's say VPOC test. The one that I normally take. You can tag the trade with that setup that you have, and you can add your own setups here. And then in the end, you can analyze, and see what setup works the best and which one didn't, And then maybe the only tweak you need to do is just don't take the setups that didn't work. If it's clear that, for example, like, well, your boredom trades, something like that, or tilt, like, and then you know what you need to work on, right? So if you're not at that level that it's more like, automatic, or I wouldn't say automatic, it's never really automatic, but like I would say if you're not at that level yet that you are comfortable trading without journaling, you should very much use it, because I think it will help you, give you so much insight in what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. So if you're seeing like, oh, VPOC test is like, whoa, it's like 85% win rate, then you should focus on that more, and maybe, well, I think Josh doesn't like me saying that, but maybe you can even size up a little bit, on those setups, and then size down on the other ones, but you got to be careful with sizing up, of course, because you're taking on more risk. But if you can see in your journaling what's working and what is not, you can, adjust your risk exposure with that. So, right? So yeah, in that sense, it would make sense to me. Yeah, and those things can really help with that. Yeah. I hope that helps. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, anytime, Ethan. Yeah, happy to help. For me, it's nice for me to explain those things, right? Because like I think in general, trading is very lonely, and yeah, you're like, I'm sitting here at my house, like by myself at a computer, and I think for a lot of people, like trading is lonely, or could be lonely. So yeah, like talking about trading and things like that, for me, it's always fun to do. So for me, it's never like, like, oh, I need to explain things. No, I love explaining things, because yeah. I don't know if it works with gold order flow. I assume it would, if it's not like super illiquid. Actually, I never look at it. I never really look at gold. Well, that's not true. Many years I was attempting to trade gold, and remember, there was before prop firms, right? So it was live, real money, and I remember trying it, and super. I don't know what I did, but like it was super stupid. I was down 5K in like 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I don't think gold is for me. So I shut it off. Yeah, that was not good. Yeah, that was the end of my golden era. Yeah, gold. But I guess it. Well, I guess it didn't work at order flow. But I would have made money. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just open up a footprint chart for gold and then see if it makes sense for you or not. If it does, great. If it doesn't, yeah, then just click it away. No. Yeah, it's browser based. Yeah, you can run it on your browser. But we also have a desktop app. You're also free to use that one, so you can choose. But honestly, it works really well in the browser. There's, I would say, no difference with the desktop app, unless you're running 100 tabs maybe, but yeah, if you just a couple tabs open, then it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so but you can use both. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've tried it too in an eval just for fun, but I was trading the SI and not SIL. Man, that SI, the contract is nuts. Like it's like it. I was like, oh, what, 2 ticks or something, and the eval was gone. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So it moves very fast. Maybe I should have looked into that, but I didn't really care much. But like, it was moving so fast. So fast, silver, yeah. It was very funny. I was trading it on the day that it moved like 10% or something, and yeah, it was very, very interesting. It doesn't need a lot to get the P&L moving. Yeah. I would never trade it on my funded account, so or live. No. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, back to the platform. I feel so chaotic today, but I also think it's okay because it's Friday. I'm like, it's almost weekend, guys. And even for me, like it's almost 7 p.m. right? So it's like it's dark already outside. Yeah. But let's see. Let's see if we can scroll back more. What can we see? Do we see anything useful? Let's see. All right, this one we had. We go here. That was interesting. Yeah. Not super interesting here. I mean, yeah, even if you tried it, you wouldn't lose too much. Like, if you would traded this, this is actually pretty good. So if you, yeah, okay, well, it's not too bad. If you shorted here, let's say O2s, yeah, it's still 7-8 points. Okay, not too bad. So yeah, that still worked. That still would have worked. VPSC level ish. Yeah, it's a good level. Yeah, we're in the process of making those, and I hope to have a few more over the weekend. But there is a short intro on the knowledge base site, or on the YouTube channel. There's one video, well, not two, but with a long overview of the platform. Yeah, from YouTube. On YouTube, it's the same username at DeltaTrader app, and then you can look at the video or go to support.deltatrader.com. Yeah, but we're planning to make more videos very, very soon. Yeah, and delay that too long, and now we're need to do that. Yeah. But like I said, like I always offer to set people up personally, and I have no issues doing that. And you can also schedule just a meeting with me, and I'll just walk you through it real quick and set it up. And yeah, you're also free to do that. And if you signed up, I think, or I'm not sure, you should be able to. I think you get an email the next day or the same day that you can schedule with the schedule link to schedule a setup meeting. Yeah. I'm very good, thank you. How are you? Rule? Yeah, I've plenty of rules. So I don't trade the news itself. So I wait at least a minute or so until things are a little bit less. Well, it's still hectic, but like less hectic. I don't. Yeah, well, trading the news is gambling, right? So I'm trying not to do that. You can go to the casino for that. But so that I don't trade. I have a hard stop like 90 minutes after the open to trade. I don't trade or trade super small on Fridays. I don't trade levels that I haven't marked out before on my chart before I start the day. I have many rules. If I don't feel good or didn't sleep good, I cannot trade at all that day or super limited. Yeah, there's a lot of things, and I think those good things are good to have. But yeah, there are many, and I think there should be at least a decent amount of rules that you follow. Yeah, yeah. But my strategy. Yeah, well, I just showed you the one using VPSC, like HVNs, LVNs, things like that. But for the rest, I heavily use footprint charts, the dome as well. When you see here, like for example, those 200 lots getting absorbed, that's interesting for me as if I already have another level there, right? Like not just by itself. Yeah. 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 So, but I went over that in another video already, I think. But yeah, those are the main. Oh, my battery is almost low. Why didn't I charge it? 10%. Yeah, I'm on my laptop and I didn't put in the charger. Like I'm so chaotic today. I don't know what. So it's a good thing I didn't trade, and I already knew that I was not going to trade because I'm not feeling optimal and chaotic. So then trading is a no-go. Let's see. Yeah, so VPSC, highs and lows retest, stop runs, things like that. VPSC test. I already said that, of course. Yeah, so those are one of the setups that I take. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should check the replay. Been trading crypto for some time. It came too noisy. Could you give just only short advice to a newbie trader, please? Keep it small, keep it short. Look at it a lot, but don't trade everything. Be okay with not making money for at least a year. Be happy with break even in the beginning. Then you'll be okay, I think. Probably not what you wanted to hear, but I think that's yeah. I'm kind of through it, Raj. I think we can do the giveaway. If he's around. Uh-oh. Did he fall asleep? Oh, in 2 minutes. Okay, cool. Not yet. Hold on, people. Hold on. Let's go. My battery is almost dying, guys. So I have 6%. So I gotta do the giveaway, or I gotta get my charger real quick. But if I'm dropping out, you know why? My my laptop is dead. Yeah. Let's see where we at. Look, guys, this is so amazing. Look at it, how it's going. Like I told you, guys. Previous VPSCs are so nice to see. Look where the previous VPSC was from here. Where did we bounce them from? Boop. There we go. You're welcome. Those are things that I look at, and those work Not always, of course. It would be too easy, but yeah, there's days that it works really well. I trade on my laptop. Yeah, so yeah, I trade on my laptop right now. Last couple of years, oh, I have 3%. I really need to get my charger. Um, yeah, let me be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, let's see if I'm in time to plug in. I think we are. Yeah, it's a good question. Because Fridays, just like mentally, I guess it's too much for me after a whole week. I think Friday's action is normally a little bit more extreme or more like trappy. Um, I have the 90-minute limit because I lose focus after that, and volume dries up. So it's both, but it's very intense for me. The way I trade, at least, is very intense. There's a lot at stake, so it's very mentally draining for me. So I just try to peak normally in the first 30 minutes, and if I have see more trades or whatever, I can do it to 60. But normally I don't trade more than that. And the hard limit is 90. But normally I don't even do that. Yeah, but it's a rule I created over the years, and when I started trading, I was trading 24/7. Like, it was like I traded everything. I traded, well, not Asia maybe, but I was trading US, Europe. I was looking at the screens the whole day, and it's just too much. Maybe in the beginning it's not per se bad if you really want to immerse yourself into trading, but don't try to trade at least the whole the whole day. It's too much. Oh, we're at the giveaway. Let's go. Oh, for me it's too small. It's on my other screen. Whoop. Let me try to zoom. Fabio, congrats. Man, I'm not gonna try to. Let's just say Ahmed. Congrats. And we're gonna do another one, guys. It's like a 30-minute coaching call with me. So if you wanna, improve your trading, have some final tweaks that you need, let's get it. And congrats, Umar. If I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but congrats. Yeah, you should get an email, I think, from TFD, or you can email TFD yourself, and then set up a meeting with me, and then talk to you soon. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Trade safe, because Fridays are tricky. I call it Freaky Friday, and it's not without a reason. And for me, it's usually always a little bit more extreme on Fridays, and I either avoid it or trade very small. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good week and have a better weekend. And yeah, see you guys next week.